Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to the first episode, episode 13 of the 2024 year of the Coffee and Crochet Crew with Karen. I'm so excited you're here. I'm your host, Karen Whooley. And this is going to be a quick one this week, I think. But I just wanted to say, I hope you all had a wonderful New Year. We just kind of stayed at home. Yesterday was my birthday. I always record on Tuesdays to launch on Wednesdays. So yesterday was my birthday. We stayed at home. I didn't do a whole lot of anything. I did some cross stitch. But then my husband did take me out to dinner. And I talked to my dad yesterday as well. And I beat him to the punch because I was born at midnight and 25 seconds on New Year's Day. And my mom, it's been many years since she stopped doing this, but she used to call me at midnight to wish me a happy birthday. And I knew my dad would not do that at all. But when I called him, he was funny because he says, "Darn it, I was going to call you first and you beat me to it." That's like, which is odd because it was always my mom who called me for my birthday. So to hear him say that was really actually very heartwarming. But for my birthday, just so you guys know, I got nothing yarn related, nothing crochet related. So I have nothing to show you on that respect, but let's go ahead and get started. I'm recording this on a really cold day. It's really gray. So hopefully the lighting isn't that bad today. I cannot get my, lights working right now. So I'm going to hopefully get my lights up and working again next week. Also, just so you guys know, I know that I am having this purple thing in my eyes. I apologize for that. I'm doing some rearranging in this office, and I'm hoping that next week my desk will be set up in such a way that my computer screen will be down and I'll stop getting this funky glare in my eyes. So I apologize for that. And I apologize for all the previous shows that I had that. So anyway, let's talk about what's new. Okay, so the first thing that's new, and most of you have probably already seen it, is I did a video on all my social media, including here on YouTube, as well as my newsletter and all the stuff, is the Crimson Nights shawl. If you are a subscriber to my newsletter, you have seen this. This is the original. This is the one that's been photographed. This is Crimson Nights. It is made with, this is Alexandra, the Art of Yarn. It's her double sister DK, I believe is what it's called. And it's actually a DK weight yarn that has made with two fingering weights wound together. And what I did was I separated the fingering weight so that it went to the fingering weight. So you will need fingering weight yarn. And I started up here with the darkest red, and then it went to this blackish color, and then I tied the two ends of the black color together and went back to the red. So you can see at the bottom I've got that bright red, and then the second hank, literally this is all one of the second hank. Because of how wide this shawl is, the lace is not as deep as I was hoping for it to be, but it's still a decent size shawl. I started again with the darker gray, and then it went to the white, and that's where I tied the two whites together, and then went back to the darker gray. So that's how this color came about. I just wanted to let you guys know. This pattern is free for 2024. The only caveat is you have to be a subscriber to my newsletter, and the bottom of this, in the show notes here, the bottom of the video will have the link that you can use to subscribe to my newsletter. So if you want this pattern for free, you have until December 31st, 2024. But if you want this pattern for free now to make it, make sure that you subscribe right now. Okay, the other thing that's new is in my shop on the website. I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm going to mention it again. Today I launched the yarn stash sale, and my newsletter subscribers know about it. If you're not on my newsletter, you haven't heard about it yet, all the other social media is going to start on Wednesday. So today's Tuesday. So maybe by the time you see this tomorrow, it will have already been announced in social media. Excuse me. So, and I already have had some sales, so the yarn stash is getting dwindling. So make sure you check out my website, KarenWhooley.com, and I'm going to be putting a thing across the top today, Tuesday, so that Wednesday when I announce it to the world, there will be a link on the front page of the website to the yarn sale. But right now it's just behind the scenes and it's just my newsletter subscribers. So I wanted to let you guys know about that too. You can tell when I go this way, I've reduced a lot here in my stash. So there's a lot of yarn still left. So make sure you go check it out. Okay, so let's talk about projects. Okay, so last week I showed you my Christmas socks and I had a little problem. So I had to rip out the whole sock and I'm gonna have to start again. I lost a stitch and didn't realize it, and I had this huge runner, and rather than sit there and try to tink it all back up, I'm just gonna start from the beginning again. So I just wanted to show you my socks are not gonna be ready for this year, that are for before Epiphany, which is Saturday. So I just wanted to show you that. So that is going to be something that I will be working on later. But I wanted to show you too, I have been working on my cross stitch. I told you last week that I probably was going to run out of thread to make the boxes, and I did. So I'm going to show you the boxes first here at the bottom. Oh, I've got my needle covering. There we go. So you can see I need 2 more boxes on that bottom row. But yesterday, my birthday, the first pattern dropped for the crochet along, or the crochet along, stitch along. I mean, we had to do the boxes first before she started dropping the actual what goes inside the box. And remember, this is the Gilmoreisms. So this is from Gilmore Girls. So that was what I did yesterday, was I did the cross stitch for the first box. And Cat Kirk is from one of the episodes where Kirk, if you guys watch Gilmore Girls, Kirk gets a cat, can't get the cat to do the things he wants to do. And his quote is, he's smart, he knows things. So I really like that. Made me laugh, especially with all of the things going on with my cat in the last couple of weeks. That was just something I needed. So I think that's really cute. I can't wait. Every Monday now, she's going to drop a new cross stitch. I'm not 100% sure that I'll get them done on Monday. So the next one that she's going to drop is the one that goes in here. And I'm hoping to work on it that Monday, but it may not happen. But I'm going to show you what's going on with that every week too, because I'm having a good time with it. It's I have gotten no crochet done at all in the last 2 weeks. And I mean, I have not even picked up my hook other than to finish those pot holders I showed last week, because I just needed a break. And it's so interesting because I am now having more ideas for things than I have had in quite a while. So one more project, and I'm going to pick it up from back here, is my sweater. I haven't touched it, guys. Honestly, I have not touched it, but I wanted to pull it out and show you it's here. The back is done. Oops, there we go. That's right side up. The back is done. I need to work on the front. So you'll be seeing that working up in the near future. Hopefully in the next week. I've got a few things I got to get done around here, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But that is the other project. So those are the 3 projects I'm going to be working on, except for one other thing. And let me pull the yarn here really quick. Okay. So this is something I really would like you guys to comment on in the show notes or below the show notes in the comment section. I have these 3 colors. They're from Theodora's Pearls. I don't know if you guys can read that. They are 100% bamboo. 100% bamboo. It's fingering weight, 400 yards per hank, 115 grams. And so I met the dyer in, well, actually on the plane ride to Dallas, going to Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Fest. So she gave me these skeins and asked me to design something. So that's one of my first projects for the year, is to design these. I actually have 5, 6, 7, 9 projects that I have to do that are super secret. So I need to have some things that I'm going to be doing that I can show you guys. So this is going to be the next, the sweater and this one also. And so I was wanting you guys to look at these and tell me, what order would you put these in for a shawl? So would you start with like the dark blue, deep space, and then this color is called Raspberry Beret, like Prince's song, and this is Goldenrod, I believe. Yes, Goldenrod. So it's deep space, Raspberry Beret, and Goldenrod. Would you put them in this order where we start with the blue, then go to the hot pink or the raspberry, and then the goldenrod? Or would you like maybe put the blue in the middle and start with the goldenrod and go to the raspberry beret? Would you put that at the end and go this direction? This is going to be a shawl, just so you guys know. And I know exactly how I want to do it. I just cannot figure out the color order, where I'm going to start and where I'm going to end. So if you guys have an idea, and I love these colors, and I wish the goldenrod is pretty true, and raspberry beret is just a little deeper than what you're seeing here, and this deep space is just slightly darker than what you're seeing here. It's really not that far off. I thought the lighting in here was going to be terrible, but it's not. But I wish you could feel how soft this is. I wish you could see how the shimmer. You can kind of see the shimmer in this one. I just noticed as I was doing in the deep space. But if you guys have an idea of which direction you would start with, so remember, when I say direction, it's gonna be from the top down. So what color would you start with? What color would you end with? And there's gonna be some mix and match in there, but I'd like to know what you would like to see closest to your face and what you would like to see the edging lace or whatever I do for the edging to be. And the other color is gonna be worked in the middle somewhere. So tell me what you think. I really could use some help on this. I originally was thinking this, where this was going to be, it was going to be like this. But now I keep going like this. And then I think, oh, the pink on top would be, the raspberry on top would be pretty. And using this deep space on the bottom. So if you guys have any ideas what you'd like to see in this shawl, let me know. Okay, so that's it for projects, and we're gonna go to the topic of the week, so for the topic of the week, I want to talk about New Year's and resolutions. And in the past, being a birthday girl on New Year's, it's always been, I should always have a resolution for my birthday. I was always told that. Starting a new year, starting with a new birthday, that should be something I do every year. So for a long time, even after I started having kids, I always made these resolutions and they never came to being. There was only one year that I can remember, and it ended up starting in the middle of the year. And by the end of the year, I had completed the goal. And so I've stopped making resolutions. But I do make lists of things that I want to accomplish over the year. Things in both my spiritual life, in my personal life, and also in my business. And I also think about projects I want to do that are not related to Karen Whooley Design. So it could be, I want to spin X fiber, or I want to do some other craft, like I'm doing the cross stitch right now. I mean, was not a goal. It just happened to come up, and now I'm really excited about it because it's kind of giving me a break from crochet and knitting and spinning. And well, spinning, I've had a break for a long time. We'll talk about that in just a sec. But it's giving me a chance to take my mind off of the yarn related things and work on something else. And so that when I bring my mind back to the yarn things, I have some ideas. So in fact, that shawl that I was just showing you with the Theodora's Pearls yarn, that the idea of what I'm going to do with it and the shawl I was going to make with it came while I was cross stitching. So I'm really excited about that. So I wanted to just talk about, how I do this. So this year I'm still in the goals, goal setting thing. It's more of I call it an ongoing process. I don't know how else to describe it, but it is more of, I kind of get a general idea in every area of my life that I want to do something this year in. And then that sometimes morphs because like my mom passed away. And so that kind of threw a hole into a lot of things that I was doing. Our cat, having to put our cat down, that was an emotional time for us. I mean, that whole week after we put her down was so hard. And things happen with our kids and things happen with our parents and people come to visit. So I have to keep myself flexible. And so there's several areas in my life that I do have a plan for somewhat. So the first one is my spiritual life. And as all of you know who've been watching for a while, I am a Catholic. And so I am doing the Father Mike Schmidt's Bible in a Year for the second time this year. I just started it today because yesterday was kind of crazy being my birthday. I'm a day behind already, but I'm planning to catch up probably tomorrow morning. I'll probably do 2 so that I'm at the where I'm supposed to be for that particular process. And if you haven't done Father Mike Schmidt's Bible in a Year, I highly recommend it. Catholic or not, you're still reading the Bible and you're reading a little bit every day. It's usually about 20 minutes every day, 20 to 25. Some days it's actually like 10. So it depends on what we're reading in there. But it's by the time we get to, well, this year it'll be December 30th instead of 31st. We will have read the entire Bible all the way through. And the Catholic Bible that has the extra 7 books that the original Bible was actually made with. It wasn't until the Protestant Reformation that those 7 books were taken out. So if you are not a Catholic, you have 7 less books than we do because they were in the Bible before the Reformation. So that is what I'm doing this year as far as spiritual life. I'm also doing some other things, adding more prayer to my day at different times. I have a little alarm set for different prayers that we do. I sing the rosary more often. For me, that's an important prayer for me. I mean, that's always been important since I was a little girl. But just bringing God into even my work day when I'm working on a pattern, when I'm working on that. So that's my spiritual life. And then there's my personal life. And with my personal life, and I consider that a broad topic because that's not only my husband and kids, but that's also my health and all of that. And so my number one thing for this year is for my health is, I've got things that I've got planned for my husband and kids and stuff like that, but for my health this is my year for my health. And I've already started. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've already lost 17 pounds since the beginning of November. This is an interesting thing. I am insulin resistant. I have been since I was in puberty. Didn't know it until my 20s. I've never become a full-blown diabetic, but since my mom passed away, my blood sugars have skyrocketed. And I puncture myself at least twice a week in the morning before I eat or drink coffee or anything to see where my blood sugar is. And I got really scared. And on November 1st, I was up at 130, which is diabetes. And I immediately cut out all the sugar and all the carbs. I mean, I had my first sugar since November 1st yesterday, and that was because it was my birthday and my husband and I had gone out to dinner and they didn't have anything flourless or sugar-free for dessert. So I had a burnt cream because that's kind of like the least the least I could do. And it's interesting because my blood sugar was not impacted that much, which I was shocked this morning when I took my blood sugar. But because I am so sensitive, I mean, literally, I have stopped exercising because of the cancer. I mean, I would walk, but that's about it. So 17 pounds just taking out flour and sugar. That's amazing. So I over the weekend, I did sign up for our local gym. And I was going, actually, after I'm done recording this, I'm going to be going over to the gym and I'm going to do my new member orientation. And then 3 days a week starting, I am going to be exercising along with eating right and keeping my blood sugar in check and all of that. And I'm hoping, my goal is to lose, I figured it out last night, I need to lose 60 pounds. Now, I don't know that I'm going to lose it all in the year, but I'm going to do my best to lose as much as I can over the year. I think my doctor, if I could be down 30 pounds total by June when I go see my doctor, because I do drive over to the other side of the state to see my doctor every year because I love her and she's wonderful and she knows my health history and all of that. That is what I am going to be focused on because I've already lost 17. If I could lose a total of 30 by the time I see her, that's another 20 pounds roughly. That would be awesome. She'd be so proud of me. So that's kind of where I am with my personal goals. And there's other things I would like to do with, my family and places I'd like to go and things like that. But that's the big one. And I want to put that out there publicly because I need to have some accountability out there for that. Okay. And then there's my business. Now my business has been kind of in flux since Mom died. And you guys might not know that, but internally it has been. Those of you who are part of the Crochet Crew or were part of the Crochet Crew know I shut it down, and that's partially because I realized it wasn't sustainable, but it's also I need to rebuild it in such a way that it's not going to take so much time. So that is still in flux. Then I told you I have 9 patterns that are super secret. Some of them you'll learn about in May and June. Some of them you won't learn about till September, October. And there's a couple of them that you won't learn about till September and later in the year. So just so you guys know, there are those patterns out there. So my business part, as design work is concerned, those are going to be my focus because 7 of them have to be done by the middle of April. But I showed you the sweater and I showed you that yarn. And so those are going to be some filler projects because when I'm focused that hard on some patterns, I need something in between. So like if I finish a pattern and I got to move on to the next one, I might take like a week off before I go to the next really super focused pattern and start something like a shawl, because I can make a shawl in a week, less than a week. I can design it from start to finish in a week. And so that is what I'm going to be doing. So, and this sweater will also be part of that. But I also have some other patterns that are in the works already. And I have some of my testers and some of my sample crocheters, which I'm going to launch probably in the 3rd week of January. I have to put up a page with all the information, and I have to put together the packet. I have the old packet, but I need to update it so that those of you who apply to be a stitcher can do that. So that's another thing that is a goal for this year, is to get about 5 stitchers. Now there's a fly in my room. Oh no, it's on my computer screen. Okay, I thought I saw a fly floating around over here. Anyway, So that's what's going on with my businesses, getting those things done, having some projects to do, get the crochet crew back up, but in a different format, and hiring some sample crocheters. Now, if you're interested in that, hang tight. There'll be news in the next couple weeks or so. I would like to launch it by the end of the month. So just so you know that I will start taking applications sometime either the last full week or by the 31st. I will be taking applications for that. So if you're interested, stay tuned. But those are the kinds of things I do. Now there's other things that I'd like to do for my business. Like I'm definitely going to teach more classes, but there's different ways I want to teach those classes. Not just Zoom calls, and not just live events. I'd like to do some like craftsy style classes, and that might be coming in the next few months. So but I'm staying flexible with that. So keep watching for that kind of thing. But that's how I process my year, my resolutions, my goals. Most of these are written down. There's a few that I'm working out in my mind to see if I can work them out in a different way or if I can make it work. But last year was really a hard year starting in July. It was really, really hard when Mom died. And I realized then, or actually over the next couple months, after, going through the funeral, going to Dallas Fort Worth Fiberfest, that I need to focus on less and do less. And I'm probably going to be, like I said, I'm going to have some sample crocheters working on samples for me so I can focus on other things and get other things done. So that's kind of where I'm at with this year. But I would like to hear from you. What kind of goals do you have? Are you a resolution person? Do you stick to your resolutions? I don't. But goals I can, especially if I can find a way to make them more routine in my life. I live and die by my planner. If you guys, do I have it here? Here's my planner. My planner, this is January's. This is a new planner I'm using, but it's, this one is called the JMJ planner, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph planner. But it's got goals for everything, not just my business, but spiritual life, personal life, everything, financial life even, that kind of thing. So I live and die by that planner, or my planner in general, also by my calendar. If it's not in the calendar or in the planner, it doesn't get done. So that's how I work. But I need it to be measurable. I need it to be something that I can actually see success in order for it to start working for me. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's where I'm at with resolutions, and you might see some new things happening if you're a newsletter subscriber. I have some plans for that. I don't want to talk about that yet, but I do have some plans of what I'm going to be doing with my newsletter as well. You're going to still get, the sales and all that kind of stuff, but I want to make it more educational. Let's just put it that way. So I have some plans for that too. That probably won't start till February, but I want to let you guys know that those are in the making. But tell me about you. Do you have any crochet goals? I actually do have a couple crochet goals. I have started spinning about 2.5 years ago, a navy blue and, like a royal navy blue cross, and then we call it action green. They're both Seahawks colors. And I have the navy done. And I believe I applied it. I have not applied it because I need to finish the green. And the green has been about a quarter of the way done for 2.5 years. And I am going to finish that green. And then I'm going to apply the two together so they're barber pole Seahawk colors. And I'm going to make myself a hat. That has been the goal. It's 100% merino wool. I have been wanting this hat for years, and so I am going to get that done. That's a project that I want to get done this year. I also have nieces and nephews that are having kids, and my daughter's best friend is pregnant with a little boy. due in March. So I have baby blankets I need to make. I would like to do a couple more projects for charity. These are outside of what I do for my business. So those are the kind of goals that I have. Those are kind of external goals, and they're things that I'd like to get done. But if they don't get done because other things take priority, family takes priority, God takes priority, deadlines that are outside of my control take priority. Excuse me, I just popped my necklace up. But that's what I'm going to be doing as far as goals. So tell me about your goals. Tell me what you are planning to do this year, crochet-wise, spiritually. I'd love to hear it all. I mean, even though we're specifically a crochet-based podcast here, there's other parts of our lives that, come into our crochet. So I'd like to hear about them. If you have a story about a goal, I'd love to hear that. If, previous year you said you were going to do this project and you didn't do it, or you did do it and you have a story, a really good story to share about it, I'd want to hear them. So leave them in the comments. Send me an email at comments with an S at KarenWhooley.com. That'll also be in the show notes. So that's that. So speaking of comments, let's move on to comments. Okay, so I'm pulling up the comments here so that I can read what I have gotten so far. And last week, I apologize, you guys. I never read the comments last week. And I apologize. There wasn't very many of them. It was just basically about the pot holders and how they were, good palette cleansers and stuff like that people would like to learn how to do them. So I am going to be doing a video probably for next week on those pot holders. But let's talk about the comments from last week's. I had talked about tidying up my office, which partially got done. I got to do more today, and that's something I'm going to be doing after I go to the gym, and this afternoon. That's going to be done. So, but Francis F527 said, when you finish tidying up your stuff, you're welcome to start on my place. It's been super hot here. She's in New Zealand, so they are having summer right now, and not winter. It's super hot here, 34 degrees Celsius, about 92 Fahrenheit yesterday evening, guys. So I don't feel like do much. And then I had shown you that I was doing the cross stitch back then, and she said that she does 2 strands on the 14 count Ada. And she was really excited about getting the free pattern. So hopefully you guys all got the free pattern. So if you haven't, make sure you're subscribed. Yarn Witch said, sending so much love your way. You're an incredibly tough cookie. I hope you are able to take some time for yourself and process these super difficult changes. Definitely looking forward to the new pattern that's been so well received so far. And Yarn Witch, I hope you got the pattern. If you didn't, make sure you subscribe to the newsletter so you can get it. I'm really excited about that. And thank you for the kind words. I feel like I have my good and strong days, and then I have the days that I just fall apart. And those are the days that I just feel like I'm not a tough person. But I know I am, and I know I'm going to get through this. And I know my first year without my mom is going to be the hardest year of my life. So at the end of this month, it will be 6 months that she's gone. And I'm halfway there. So thank you for that. Texas Peach Knits said, Merry Christmas, happy birthday too. Thank you, Texas Peach Knits. The Forbidden Fiber cross stitch looks so fun, and those threads are stunning. They are. The colors are beautiful. If you didn't watch last week's post-Christmas show, make sure you watch that, because I show all the colors, and they are so pretty. You are totally intriguing me. You have totally intrigued me about your pattern drop. I'm going to subscribe ASAP. I did see that you subscribed, so I'm really excited that you are a part of my newsletter, and I hope you got the pattern, and I hope you are enjoying it. Just Me and Crochet, thank you for the pattern. It's beautiful. Oh, and that's from, I did a YouTube short, and Just Me and Crochet commented on that short. I did a little short. I might end this video with that short so you guys can see what I did if you haven't seen it already. And then Edie Begonia said, thanks for the free pattern. What a nice way to begin the year. I have the perfect yarn that I purchased at Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Fest, and I can't wait to start. So for those of you who have gotten the pattern or planning to make this pattern, I would absolutely love it if you send me pictures in progress, when they're finished, even in progress pictures, because I'd like to share them. I like to share what people are doing with my patterns. So if you don't already have it started and are planning to do it, or if you've already started, send me some pictures. If you've finished it already, because I know there's a few people out there, Sandy, I'm calling you out if you watch these, who can finish them in 2 days. But if you have made a pattern of mine, I love pictures. So please, 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 you can send them to the comments at KarenWhooley.com. Or you can, post a picture. I think you can post pictures here on YouTube. I'm not 100% sure. But send me pictures and let me know whether or not I am allowed to share, because I love to share them. And also, guys, any comments you have about this show or anything I'm doing, please leave them down below in the comments, or shoot me an email. And if you've got a crochet story you'd like to tell, I've been trying to think of some stories over my life, and I've had a few, so I might start trying to talk about different stories in my crochet career, hopefully jumpstart. Because one of the things about crochet is it's a solitary thing to do, but it's also a community. And what may have happened to you when you designed or tried to crochet a sweater may have happened to someone else, and you have a funny way of telling the story, or you have a great way, or you can share a win in crochet, something you wanted to learn. We like to hear about those. We like to cheer each other on. We like to laugh at our mistakes, and not in a bad way. We just like to let other people know that they're not alone. And sometimes you have to laugh when something weird happens. Like there's a picture, a meme that has been going around for years now of somebody saying, this is what happens when you don't check your gauge, and there's a huge sweater that is dragging on the floor. The sleeves are touching the ground, the bottom of the sweater is touching the ground. So, and that's funny. I mean, because we've all been there where we've made something that didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. So share those with me. If you've got pictures, send me the pictures. But otherwise, I think that I'm going to sign off for this week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of Karen Whooley Designs. And thanks for watching. God bless all of you. Love you all. Ciao. Have a great week. Bye now.